But like
In real
in
life.
character, she just pass out.
That would be pretty funny. You feel this feeling a bit before in your training. It is a feeling of protection, but a very specific type of protection. I guess you would call it oversight, not in a bad way. The feeling of a mentor watching over you, gauging you, testing your limits so that you might push beyond them, and being the safety net so that you don't fall too far in your training. It is a feeling of protection, just a different type. To Deet, however you feel with this, I don't know, but you feel the feeling nonetheless. However you react to it, rather. It is a feeling of gentry, of nobility, of class. Not superiority, mind you. No. This is to be noble in purpose and in action as opposed to merely in title. A nobility earned. It makes you feel, well, simply good about yourself. It makes you feel good knowing that that which you do is for the betterment of others. It is an interesting feeling. How you react to it is up to you. To Redane, you are met with feelings of ambition, of wanting for more, and the fine line of wanting for more and pressing for more, biting just enough so you don't choke. It is an interesting feeling, I will say. This one is a bit tinged, though. Not that your characters have sample size of everyone else's feelings, of course, but it's a bit tinged. Tinged with, I guess you would say, the flavor of defeat. Of wanting for more and falling short of that much. Of being unable to pick back up yourself and the pieces and press onward again and again and again. It never gets so bad to the point where you would describe it as desperation or madness. But it is a mortal stubbornness that echoes and resounds through the feeling.
Ooh.
You guys sit inside the threshold.
So Jar's gonna go up to where Brendan indicated.
Mm-hmm.
Look around. It is clear that it's all fighting men and women, people who not too dissimilar from Lambert, I would assume.
Not too dissimilar, no.
Okay. So yeah, he would sit down, put the sword horizontally, so flat to the ground, not sticking it into the ground in front of him, and he just sort of very quietly say, put one hand on it and one hand on the ground. Just ask.
What do you ask?
Please give some solace to a tormented brother. I think he could need it.
Roll me your charisma. Straight, I'll say.
Oh, that's so mean.
Oh, that actually feels bad.
Oh, that fits so well. You beseech
I got nothing.
the holy ground you sit upon, blade laid upon the ground, one from, as you say, one of theirs, one of their ken. And nothing. The place neither brightens nor dims as you ask this request, but nothing is made apparent to your request either.
Yeah, I think Sajar would take that as a sign. Gently pick the blade back up and sigh, like worth a try kind of sigh, and then look around, see if anything catches his eye.
Roll me investigation.
This fucking crow con in the background.
Where's the there? It is.
Now it's all coming back.
It's my greed, I tell you.
It is your greed.
Where's that
it's
good
his,
shit?
It is indeed your greed. You begin perusing around the place, walking, looking, seeing something, anything similar to Brendan before that stands different than the drab, well, death and evidence thereof. You look around and you find little. You find nothing, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I just quietly roam in the vicinity of the party.
DM, can I try?
Sure.
Yeah.
You take Sajar's place, sitting crisscrossed on the ground.
She's gonna take a knee, actually.
Ah, okay. You take a knee.
I was gonna say she does it silently. I think she's like maybe speaking a bit under her breath. I don't know exactly what words. I just know like the message that I would want to deliver.
And what message would that be?
It's like a prayer of like peaceful rest from a duty. I'm not sure if upheld, but like a duty attempted to the last moments. For like whoever was here.
A line held, a duty died for. A door held. What door? Alright. Very well.
Gotta keep bardic inspiration.
That's up to Nina to determine. Not you.
I was not listening. I was typing. What?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. It's all good. Could I borrow one of them cool bardic inspirations?
Absolutely not. Yeah. You can take one.
I was say borrow. You can't give it back.
This bardic
You literally can't give it back.
Yeah.
You can have
one.
You have acquired one bardic
one
inspiration.
portion.
I could.
Yeah, that's right. You guys have two bards, so yeah, they can borrow each other's bardic inspirations. Yeah, this is the best trade deal.
Your inspiration's like a D6, right?
It starts at D6, yeah. D8 at 5th level.
Nice.
We'll get that.
Just in case it helps.
You get, well, before you roll anything yet,
Yeah.
let's just go through this.
Uh-huh.
You have guidance. You'll have a bardic inspiration.
Uh-huh.
If you want to, you can cash in 3 key points.
4.
And I'll let you add your Kensei die.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
It doesn't expand a Kensei die, but the equivalency die type.
I will gladly do that.
So it shall be. Make it so. If that's the case, roll me
Not S.
your charisma with all those dice tossed
With
onto it.
all that shit. God, the charisma's just a +0. Ha ha ha. Boop, and it would just be normal, right?
Normal.
Don't suck.
Don't
What
set jar.
dice roll this? Wait. Oh, it didn't add like any of those dice on it. I don't think.
No, it doesn't because the attribute stuff is stupid.
So it'd be 1d4 plus 1d4 from guidance plus 1d6. Well, I don't think I need all of that. I'm going to though. So, anyways, what does a 30 something get me?
A 31, 2 4s. How very fitting. You are a monk. It is sort of a monk's kit and caboodle to feel the ebb and flow of the world around them, be it mundane or spiritual. Not only do you feel the ebb and flow of this region, you feel the pull of it, soldier to soldier. You give a prayer for those departed, dead in the line of duty, killed in action, or missing, depending. You give a prayer in their name upon their resting site. This place of power, illuminated by gods know what. Well, I guess you guys might get a bit of an answer to that in due time. What time? Right now time, actually. A figure begins to coalesce, condense in front of you. They are being humanoid-shaped, dressed in plate armor, looking relatively similar to Lambert, or rather to the Hillandic Guard in general, although something's off of it. You don't know what. Just looks a bit different. They are opaque, again, made of, well, the same misty glowing light that illuminates this place. They stand about 6 feet tall, I guess maybe a couple more, an inch or two more because of the boots and helmet. They wield no weapon. They only have a shield. And you see this figure has the same icon, the same symbol on the banner you guys examined prior. They are not holding the banner, nor any banner, but you just see that symbol emblazoned upon the different cloths of their armor, their tabards, their shoulder pieces, and so on. While you are kneeling, they are standing looking down unto you. You can look into the visors all you want, but you find no eyes. And it coalesces silently. So to those of you that are not looking or turning away or whatever, when you turn back around, this being is there.
Oh, dear Lord, above, that's startling.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate. Hey, you've been helping me so much today, Fred. Take it as first.
Hey.
You can see it. It just suddenly appears.
You all see it. It just is silently conjured.
I'd just like to point out to everyone that doesn't usually happen. In my experience.
Oriana waits for some sign that, like, basically like a sign saying, like, you can stand. Like, kind of.
You keep looking up at them, and they have their hands at their side, not particularly tense nor at attention, but eventually, after a couple of seconds, they turn one hand and bring it up in like a sort of come hither motion, except not in a horizontal but in a vertical direction.
Okay. She will do such. Can you speak?
Yes.
What? May I ask who you are?
No.
Fair. Can we know of what happened here?
They brandish their arm, gesturing at the entire battlescape. I think it is clear what happened here.
Where are your weapons?
Points at a blade embedded in the ground. You guys notice more and more of these figures dressed similarly or in the same manner, differing heights and builds and physiques and so on in their spectral capacity, begin silently walking into existence. Sort of like the reverse of being Thanos snapped.
So endgame. They just coalesce.
Oh no.
Mr. Riviera, I feel really good.
This shit's delicious.
In short time, there's enough of them to fill out an entire company of people.
Who would have thunk it?
They are all disarmed. Some have shields, some don't even have that.
They're all being held here by something.
Yes, but not by any curse or cause of another's making.
Of your own volition, then?
You could say such.
And what would you say?
I would say it the truth.
Oh. I get so tense when you change the music, I was expecting something terrible.
That bitch, they're blades after and they stab you! Ha! I gotcha. No. They changed from a gold and white to a dark red.
Oh god.
There's 50.
We're surrounded,
Kidding.
it's a boss fight, you die.
I mean, you guys are surrounded, I will say that. There are many of them at the perimeters of the threshold. Let I ask, why are you here? Are you in trouble?
Not as of current.
I see.
We
Do you
were
need a
s-
place of respite?
I need my dog to stop working.
I cannot help with that.
We have a camp nearby, but the notion is extremely appreciated.
They nod. If you ever need a place, a sanctuary, you can stay here.
We'll keep track of that.
But no, we will not let blood be shed here.
All the different soldiers seem like they're Hillandic, right?
As far as you can determine,
Okay.
most of the armor.
The main
The
thing is,
banners.
like, do any of them seem like they're, like, Nevros combatants?
No.
Okay, that makes sense. To answer your previous question, I suppose it was just simply a case of curiosity. And then, building upon the curiosity of what was happening, I felt some obligation to say some piece.
Thank you. But our bodies are not to be mourned. We died doing what was right.
How do you wish to be honored and remembered?
The fact that you are all here is evidence of exactly what we want.
He nods in response.
The South lives. The North lives. Such as it is, and always will be. I imagine.
I felt pride as I stepped in. Earned. Legacy. Is that you?
Yes. Take care of your pride, though. Do not let it overcome you, like it has done so many of our brothers and sisters.
I fear I shall need that reminder in the days ahead.
I will gladly tell you it.
If you're in crisis, you may come back.
Thank you. Looking over at Ariana.
Oriana.
Sorry, Oriana. I know an Ariana in real life, that's why.
Yeah, so do I. Her name is like Grande.
No.
Shut.
Okay.
But it's
Kidding.
Italian.
Kidding.
I just look at her,
Hmm.
sort of half smile, just shake my head, like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, you'll tell me. Keck.
Like every moment you were like, I want the gold chain. I'm like, maybe not.
That was a perfectly legitimate gold chain until I found out it was gilded.
It was perfectly legitimate until it was not in fact legitimate at all.
He had no reason to think otherwise. I think it's fair. Might I ask,
Of course.
how is the land these days?
Personally, I would say thriving, growing, or attempting such at the very least.
Growing.
Is something the matter with that?
Well, Oriana, I think while what you're saying is true, we have seen signs of something brewing. Is that not why we were sent here?
This is also true.
That's precisely right. There's a tenuous piece that is teetering on collapse.
Just that one.
So much so that even the storm giants believe it to be true.
Storm giants. I'm not familiar. He looks
believe they're-
to the rest of his company men, and a lot of them just give like shrugs, like shakes of heads, like nope, don't look at me, can't help you. Nope.
Giant is?
They don't know what entails a storm giant, and maybe they don't know what giants are.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think Oriana would know a lot of details about storm giants, so I'll just say
You guys are talking to people that died centuries ago,
oh god.
that grew up in small little towns, that didn't have access to sovereign education and archives and libraries.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know until about 32 hours ago.
Yeah, fair.
Fair enough.
They are intelligent beings, strength of tens of men. And I think storm giants have some foresight capabilities.
Pathetic, yes.
Prophetic, thank you. So if they think there's a problem, then it's probably a big problem.
Then war returns again. And more people will be led to slaughter.
That's precisely what we're trying to avoid.
Ah,
Preventive measures.
then gods watch over your path and your mission. If you need anything from a group of dead men, we will be here. I do not know for how long, but we will be here to whatever ability we can be.
Are you stuck here?
Correct. We've always been here, really. But it was only rather recently we were able to stir and walk as we do now.
What caused
Verdane.
that?
Oh, apologies, Ariana. One quick question. Verdane, I believe these soldiers might have insight as to the question you asked the other night.
Last night?
If you
A few hours ago?
Yes, I
want
was
to-
thinking the same. Look back over them. Please, Oriana, continue your conversation. I'll ask when we're all settled here.
Smooth. That's smooth.
Honestly, I think we might be aiming at similar points. We don't need respite or resource or security, but knowledge and education, perhaps. If you'd be willing to provide. Okay, well,
I'm afraid we are farmers' boys turned glory. You won't find much educated men amongst us.
but at the very least experienced and driven.
Driven to the
It's-
ground, but yes.
It's not the pages read, it's the hands calloused that we're looking for.
Then how
Not
can
looking.
our ethereal hands help you? Well, we
Why
now
did
have-
you join? What
Why?
made you take up arms?
Ah. Well, we have stirred only recently been animated. We have been in each other's company for centuries now, I think. We have talked, trained, spelled. We've done idling tasks as time passed on. I don't think there's a man or woman here that agrees with what our past selves wanted. I will tell it to you, though. Perhaps you can learn from history.
Those who don't learn are learned to repeat. Doomed to repeat it.
I think that will happen regardless of one learns it or not. In certain facets. You ask why we took up arms. We took up arms for the very reason you are fearing the end of peace. We are provincials wanting to grow, expand, better ourselves and our homeland. Or perhaps we were merely trying to defend what was taken already. Self-defense. The answer varies. But we would be defending a land stolen. We would be pushing to steal more. Now, I'm not an apologist. I do think we earned our land to a degree by Nevros Accord. The Nevros fight amongst themselves, take land all the time. But he thinks on it. The provincial strength is not solely our strength.